In this tutorial, you will learn how to generate and install and activate your SSL certificates for a domain that's on your site. Now, the first thing to make sure of is that you have a dedicated IP set up for the domain that you are going to want to put the SSL certificate on. Since we're focusing mainly on the reseller WHM today, you will have to have your provider that you purchased the account from handle the delegation of the dedicated IP. Now, so we're going to proceed with the presumption here that you have the domain, it's on a dedicated IP, and now you're ready to get your SSL. So we will use the quick search again, and there's only 3 steps to this, so and it's really not complicated. The first thing we want to do is generate a signing request. The reason that we do this first is simply because whomever you use to purchase the SSL certificate, this is what they will want. You're in the email, a password, which is whatever password you want. So I would just use the generate password and make it so it'd be really strong. We'll use the password. The host to make the cert for. Now, the really great thing about cPanel and SSL certificates is you want to get it just for the domain itself. You don't want to put www in front of it. The reason being is with cPanel, the SSL will secure the www dot automatically with it. Where if you put the www dot, that is all it will secure. It won't secure just the domain name. Now, you also want to make sure on doing this that you know the URL that you want to make secure. For example, if you have a shopping cart on a subdomain that is store dot your domain, that is what you have to use for the certificate, unless you buy a wildcard cert, which is rather pricey. They run about $260 a year. And for most day-to-day transactions, the $10 a year one will work just fine. So we are going to use the WHM for me.com. The city is going to be where you're located at. Yes, I am located in Canada. The company name and the division. I always use internet. Contact information, this is the email address that it'll be sent to, and you put in whatever you want to get a copy at. Since this is just for demonstration purposes, I'll just use a Gmail one. And we create it. Okay, certificate, this portion right here, we're not going to worry about, because simply, put this is what they refer to as a self-signed certificate, and is next to useless for any SSL transactions. This portion right here, all of this here, is what you will paste into wherever you're buying the SSL at. So you'll enter this in like the second step of the purchase. You'll always use the cPanel. They actually have a drop down for the web server you're using. It'll say Apache, Plesk, and some a few more, and cPanel's in there, and that's what you'll choose. You'll paste this, finish that process, go to the checkout. Now, an important thing to remember here is you will have to confirm the SSL request, and it will be an email at the domain that you're submitting for, or an email that's in the whois information for the domain. That's just a side note so that you don't get to the last step and there's no way to confirm it. You go through that, you'll confirm it. Some are instant. I use Enom. I find that if you purchase between 9 and 5 normal business hours for Central Standard Time, you'll have your certificate within 15 minutes. If you purchase it in the middle of the night, it'll be several hours before you get it, because they do a quick check to make sure that everything's above board with it. Okay, so here we go. We've done all of that, and now we have it. And they'll send it to you in a text file. And what you'll do is you'll open up the text file, you'll copy and paste. And you'll paste it here, right here. And when you paste it, all of this information will fill out for you on cPanel. That's the beautiful thing about cPanel. The CA bundle, I've never had to use that. Any of this. And you can use fetch and the key file will come in. And once that's done, you click submit. And you're done. It should be activated immediately for your domain, and you'll be able to test it and ensure that it is secure now. If at any time you need to manage the host, well, there's none set up here, obviously, but if it will be listed here, and you can click to remove it, remove any certs, install a new cert. Say you upgraded and you got a wildcard certificate, you can remove the old one and install the new one via here. Really simple, it's fast, and using cPanel, it's very hard to make any mistakes at all with it. This concludes this tutorial for SSL certification in certificate install and creation.